Okay, today we're going to do question 16. Okay, let's just dive right into it. So show that S is that whole term there. Okay, S is the sum of the two triangles, the area of two triangles. So I'll say area of AOB. You can remember from your E-maths, area of a triangle is half AB sine theta. So in this case, 16/2 is 8 sine x. Simple enough. Okay, for OCD, this value here will be 90 minus x. Okay, when you sketch a diagram, right, you don't need to make it look too nice or what, just make it look neat, right? A rough sketch will do. Don't spend or waste too much time trying to draw a very beautiful diagram. That's not the whole point of the question. And the area of OCD is equals to half AB sine 90 minus x. This is 18. If you remember from our earlier lessons on trigonometry, sine 90 minus x can be expressed as cosine of x. So AS is the sum of area AOB, okay, plus is sum of area AOB and area OCD. So S is equals to 8 sine x plus 18 cosine x, and we have shown part 1. Now I move on to part 2. Given that the value of x can vary, find the maximum value of S. Alright, so similarly to what we have done so far. Okay, I'm just going to switch up the things over here so that instead of putting sine x first, I'll put 18 cosine x first. You may like to try it out on your own by putting sine x in front, but I want to put cosine x in front to give you an example of finding maximum and minimum values using cosine x. So the S value, okay, we apply the R formula. R is 18 square plus 8 square square root okay, R value is square root of 388. Tangent alpha is equals to 8 over 18. Again, the question actually is a lot simpler if you put sine in front, but I just want to give you an example of what happens when we put cosine in front. Okay, 23.962 degrees. So application of the R formula gives me square root 388 cosine theta, in this case x, minus, when it's plus it becomes minus for the R formula for cosine, 23.962 degrees. Now maximum value of S and the corresponding value of x. Now let's just revise the cosine graph quickly. I sketch it here. Okay, maximum value occur here and here, and minimum value occur here. So these are the max values. Okay, and this is the minimum value. And maximum value for cosine graph occurs at 0 degrees and 360 degrees, where is 1. Okay, minimum value occurs at 180 degrees. Just to have a quick recap on this. So now I want to find the maximum value for this function. Maximum value for cosine is 1. So max value is equals to square root 388 multiplied by 1. So 388 we will have to evaluate. This is the final answer. We get 19.7 cm. Okay, now here's the tricky part. We have to find the x value. So it can either be x minus 23.962 degrees equals to 0, or x minus 23.962 degrees equals to 360 degrees. So now I find my x value is equals to 1 dp will be 24.0 degrees, or x is equals to 384 degrees. 384.0 degrees. But you notice that in the diagram the value of x is actually an acute angle. So based on logic, which one should we be rejecting? Quite obviously we should reject this answer. So that means my maximum value is 19.7 cm and it occurs when x is equals to 24.0 degrees. And that is for 2 part A. Now we do 2 part B. 2 part B, I refer you back here. Don't forget that the area of AOB is 8 sine x and the area of OCD is 18 cosine x. Alright, so area of AOB 8 sine x and area of OCD is 18 cosine x. Now, what happens here is this: the area of triangle OCD, they say that they want for 2B, area of triangle COD is twice that of area, 2 times that of area triangle AOB. Okay, so triangle COD, we write down 18 cosine x is 2 times the area of triangle AOB. AOB was 8 sine x. So now they want you to find the value of x in this case. So what we have is 18 cosine x is equals to 16 sine x. Okay, this question, do we need to use our formula in this case? If you notice, okay, remember from our earlier lessons in trigonometry, if you have sine x on one side, cosine x on one side, this is the only applicable case we can divide both sides by cosine x to get 16 tangent x is equals to 18. Tangent x is equals to 18 over 16, which is 9 over 8. Remember, only when sine x on one side, cosine x on one side is the only case. So you solve quickly. Inverse tangent 9 over 8, we get my value of 48.366 degrees. So 48.366 degrees, tangent is positive, so it can be the first quadrant, or it can be AST in the third quadrant. So my x value is either equals to 48.4 degrees from here, or my x value is equals to 180 plus 48.366 is 228.4. Here to here, 228.4. But in the end, we know that what we have here is that we have to take the acute angle, because x is obviously acute, so I reject this guy. So I say that the value of x is 48.4 degrees. And that concludes my presentation on question 16.